Hey, everybody. It's like I caught her off
Hello.
guard.
I'm here.
Anyways, okay. It's Dr. Smith from Accomplished Health and Wellness here in Lawrence, Kansas, and Heather Fiore from Free State Nutrition here in Lawrence, Kansas. And we have some tea today. Smell it and tell me what you think it smells like.
Interesting color.
It is an interesting color.
I don't know. What is that?
It's a blueberry.
Oh, like it's
kind of smells like
unexpected.
Blueberry mixed with stinky feet or something.
I
hope it doesn't taste like that. It also has chamomile in it because, like, when I opened the thing up, it said stress relief, and I needed that.
That's interesting. It's not bad, actually.
No, it has a blueberry taste.
Oh yeah.
It kind of reminds me. The aftertaste kind of reminds me of blueberry muffins, actually.
Huh?
No.
No, I don't get that.
Have you ever tried dried blueberries?
Yes.
Maybe that.
Maybe that.
It does kind of smell like the bag of dried blueberries. Anyways, I got my festive cup because Christmas is coming so quickly.
Too soon, always.
Have you done any shopping?
I'm really a last minute shopper, which is not good for me.
But sometimes that's good because you get the best deals.
No, that's not what happens.
You just
I just can't handle it until the last minute. Yeah. But I have bought like 2 things.
Oh, that's good.
Which is like really impressive for me, I have to say. Yeah.
Once I went to Walmart, and this was like, I don't know, maybe it was the last week before. It might have actually been a couple days before.
Yeah, that'd be me.
I went to Walmart to get some like not Christmas related stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
And I saw this family, and they were going down the aisle, and I'm not kidding you, they were just going like this. And I was like, do they even know what they're getting? I don't know. Like, wow. And the kids were with them, and I was like, okay, defeats the purpose.
Right.
There was no thought gone into that.
Fascinating. Maybe they were going to donate all of it.
Could be. I'll think of it that way.
Let's give them a
They'll be a philanthropist for that thing. Okay. I'm not sure that's what was happening because I think the kids were like, this one too.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. Okay. So today I needed some stress relief because, man, going back and forth with constipation and diarrhea, that'll give you some stress. We don't want that.
No.
But
that is our topic.
That is our topic. Constipation and diarrhea.
Good stuff.
And, this topic is huge, really, when you think about it. Like
all the things that could cause one or both of those.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge, right?
It's incredibly long. Yeah. And we've talked about quite a few of them. Yes. Irritable bowel, you can go both ways. Infectious, you can get diarrhea with. Medication side effects. A lot of people don't think of that, but that's actually a big one. Medication side effects. And one of the biggest ones that I have come in contact with is actually proton pump inhibitors. People don't realize that, your Prilosec, your Nexium, all of those, you're only supposed to take those for 6 weeks at a time. People take them forever.
They do.
And they put you at any point while you're taking them, you can get profuse diarrhea. And it can be a side effect of the proton pump inhibitor itself. But if it's really foul smelling, profuse, watery diarrhea, that's probably C. diff. And that's another side effect of those, is that C. diff is actually a bacteria that you get in your gut. And a lot of times our body handles it just fine. But then when when all of the stars align, then it can create this really nasty profuse diarrhea. It's awful, smelly, nasty diarrhea. And sometimes people get put in the hospital for that.
Wow.
Yeah. And it needs antibiotics to kill off the C. diff.
Right.
And guess what else can cause profuse diarrhea? Antibiotics.
Well, double whammy.
Yeah, because they kill off the good stuff in your gut, and then they can cause diarrhea. They can also cause C. diff colitis. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
The same thing you treat with can cause it.
That is terrible.
Yes, antibiotics aren't nice things, actually, people. They shouldn't be taken lightly.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Constipation, man. What happens when you get diarrhea? Usually you get constipated afterwards. Or you get the bubble guts. You get bloated
That
and
makes sense.
yeah, because your gut tries to calm itself down, and then a lot of times it'll go the other way. One thing I should say, do not take Imodium or any other antidiarrheal medication if you have diarrhea that's infectious. Because guess what happens? When you
don't get rid of the infection.
Yes. Well, and the other thing is that diarrhea, like diarrhea and vomiting, it actually gets rid of the bug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's pushing it out.
Yeah.
If you slow things down, guess what you do? You give it more time to replicate. And you create a worse bug.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know what else happens with anti-diarrheas? You get constipated.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So you're like playing this game.
Messing with the balance of things.
It is, yeah.
Sometimes there's a purpose to these things, right?
Yes.
Like diarrhea, like if you have a GI bug, you need to get it out. Like obviously. So
and usually diarrhea from like infectious natures that are viral or something acute is gonna last about 3 to 5 days.
Right.
No more than that.
Right.
And
so just hang it.
if it's going more than that, then you need stool studies because you probably have a parasite or C. diff colitis or something like that. Or maybe it's not an infection at all. Maybe it's a medication-induced something or, you know, other things that you need to do.
But you got to know what you're dealing with. Like try to get to the root cause before you just start like treating your symptoms.
And don't Google it because Dr. Google's going to say diarrhea makes you
cancer.
die.
Right. Everything leads to cancer on the internet.
Yeah. And constipation when it could. You know, the other thing is when you're constipated, you can get diarrhea and it's called overflow diarrhea or encopresis. And so it's like, you have this ball of stool there and nothing can go past it but the liquid stuff. So it liquids around and then it comes out as this small volume liquid diarrhea.
Right. So you don't even know you're constipated.
But you're actually impacted.
Then you take one of those anti-diarrheals and it's right there.
Bad news
for you.
Bad. So what should we do? What should we do if we have diarrhea? Number one, you need to figure out why you have diarrhea. So if it's infectious, then it has to run its course. Unless it's C. diff, then it needs to be treated. If your diarrhea is medication induced, you're going to have to stop that medication. If it's infectious or, you know, you're just trying to work through it, you can first, you know, you need to see your doctor so they can do some stool studies. But then you can do the Brat Diet. Brat. It's Brat. B-R-A-T. It stands for bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. But really, it's just anything with fiber in it.
Well, it's just right. It's just kind of like
gonna bulk up your stool. Something bland
and
fibery. That's gonna bulk up your stool. So it's not gonna slow the transit. It's just gonna bulk it up. So it's not like
flying through there,
burning your butt.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I mean, fiber is going to be your friend, like with constipation or diarrhea.
Unless it's not when you're constipated and you're taking too much fiber.
There's such a thing as too much.
There is.
Like in everything in life.
Everything in moderation. How much fiber should we have?
So, so for kids, there's a fun little calculation.
Oh, cool.
It's really not that complicated. It's your age plus 5.
Oh, that's so easy.
There you go. So age plus 5, and then when you're adult, you don't have to do that anymore. It is just 25 to 30.
So once you hit 20, then you're just at 25.
You're just an adult, and you just go with the 25. Yeah. So 25 to 35 grams, and so you need to a couple things about eating enough fiber and getting increasing your fiber. Obviously, we've talked about before, you need lots of fluids.
Yes, lots.
With your fiber.
Or else it turns to cement in your gut.
Yeah.
and that's going to work against you.
It is not going to feel good. Some of your symptoms that you think you're treating with your fiber are going to be worse.
Right.
And then you're going to think, oh, well,
it's fiber.
The fiber's, I can't handle fiber, or I can't handle that food or whatever. No, you just went too fast. So you go like a couple of grams a day increase in your fiber, whether it's through food or if you're taking a supplement, if you choose to go that route.
Or like, but there's different kinds of fiber. So there's insoluble and there's soluble.
There's soluble, right?
And so one can make you bloated.
Well,
or either.
I mean, really, either could, right? So I think the insoluble is like the bulky one.
Yeah.
Right, and then the soluble is more of like your pipe cleaner type of fiber. If you think of it like that.
Okay. Pipe cleaner. Okay.
Yes. So you need both. They both serve a role. And increasing either one too quickly
will make you bloated,
potentially bloated, or might make constipation worse. Okay. Could cause cramping. Who knows? Could do a lot of things. So increase your fluids and increase slowly, like a couple grams a day at the most. And then the other thing is, like, where do you get fiber, right? Yeah. So obviously there's the different kinds of fiber. And generally we think of fruits, we think of vegetables as having lots of fiber. The reality is they only have a couple of grams each serving.
I was learning that, actually.
So, I mean, it adds up, but not a lot.
No.
Okay. One of the most concentrated places to get fiber, and particularly soluble fiber, is legumes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Legumes.
You do.
Yes, do. So,
like beans are a legume, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can eat the beans and then you can sing that song.
Okay, but not green
beans,
fruit. People.
Oh.
Not green beans.
Because that's a vegetable.
They are just a plain old vegetable with misnomer. Yeah. They are not beans. But everything else, lima beans, black beans, kidney beans, lentils, these are all.
Lentils, actually. They have an interesting texture.
Lentils are great because they're so much faster cooking.
Yeah.